Not because I suffer fast, not because I pray and fast. No be your show, no be jazz. I'm watching. Daily, Osinachi. I'm no qua, Osinachi. One name, Osinachi. I'm watching. Daily, Osinachi. Mama, Osinachi. Not because I suffer fast, not because I pray and fast. No be your show, no be jazz. I'm watching. Daily, Osinachi. I'm no qua, Osinachi. One name, Osinachi. I'm watching. Daily, Osinachi. Mama, Osinachi.
wọ̀nyí kéré sí nọ́mbà wa.
A ní wọ́n kéré o, wọ́n kéré o, wọ́n kéré sí nọ́mbà wa. Wọ́n kéré sí nọ́mbà wa, àwọn ọmọdé wọ̀nyí kéré sí nọ́mbà wa.
Wọ́n kéré sí nọ́mbà wa. Wọ́n kéré sí nọ́mbà wa.
Not because I suffer fast, not because I pray and fast. No be your show, no be that. I'm watching. Daily, Osinachi, I'm no qua, Osinachi. One lemon, Osinachi, I'm watching. Daily, Osinachi, Mama, Osinachi.
A ní wọ́n kéré o, wọ́n kéré o, wọ́n kéré sí nọ́mbà wa. Wọ́n kéré sí nọ́mbà wa, àwọn ọmọdé wọ̀nyí kéré sí nọ́mbà wa.
Wọ́n kéré sí nọ́mbà wa. Wọ́n kéré sí nọ́mbà wa.
Not because I suffer fast, not because I pray and fast. No be your show, no be that. I'm watching. Daily, Osinachi, I'm no qua, Osinachi. One lemon, Osinachi, I'm watching. Daily, Osinachi, Mama, Osinachi.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Please, I want you to indicate if you can hear me clearly. Please, can you hear me clearly? Oh, thank you. So this panel is titled Gendering Popular Culture, Part 1. And I will be chairing the panel. And we have 3 presenters. I don't know if Martina or Omorodion, is that right? Okay, I can see you on the screen. Then Charles Okwolwulu and Anthony Ugu. I don't know if they're here. Please, can you please indicate? Okay, I think they're about to join us. I'm not sure they're here. Okay. Please remember that you have to indicate whether you are a participant or you are a panelist where you're signing in. Then I don't know if we have Samuel Yusuf here. Please indicate if you are here. Samuel Yusuf. Okay. We have just one presenter here present, and the presenter is Martina O. Omorodion. Please forgive my accent if I didn't pronounce it well. She's going to be presenting on costuming and the deification of the female gender in Simi's musical video, Woman. So she's from Federal University, Oyekiti. And she will have up to 20 minutes to do a presentation, after which I'm going to check if we have other presenters, and other presenters too can do their presentation. But currently we have Martina or Omorodion. So you have up to 20 minutes to do your presentation, after which I will check for other presenters so that they can present them. We can go to question and answer. So you have the floor. Thank you. But before I give her the floor, I'm Mofe Sharomobwale from the University of Ibadan. And I hope that is it. So you have the floor, the Omorodion. We can't hear you. You need to unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself.
Troubles. So to confirm if you can. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone.
Please.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I don't know if you can hear me now. I'm having a bit of
Yes, we can hear you.
You can hear me now. Thank you very much. So, without wasting much time, let me share my screen. So I'll be presenting today on video. The dedication of woman into the my name is Martina Rodio from the Federal University, Oyekiti. So let me just talk to my paper since I'm having a bit of technical challenge. So basically, I'm looking at Simi's music video titled Woman. Now, we know that the women have often been objectified in popular arts and cultural forms such as movies, music videos, and other media forms. The music video especially is recognized as the most potent form of the objectification and sexualization of woman. However, in this video, Simi has set out to do something differently. She has used this video to elevate and deify woman as a through the use of costume, makeup, and the lyrics of her song. In presenting woman, she versions Fela's voice by employing three of his songs to pass across her message. This is what we call versioning. By versioning Fela's voice, she recreates the music into an anthem that promotes women and deconstructs the objectification and the sexualization of women. Scholarly debates, as we know, abound on the relationship between women, between media and the objectification of women. This bisexualization of women have changed the male gaze. However, in this case, Simi has depicted woman as word of and elevation. She uses the music video as a site of self-expression, resistance, and the revision of the negative stereotypes and negative representations of women. Simi, the post-feminist artist, was born Simisola Bolatito Ogunleye on the 19th of April 1988 in Ojuelegba, Lagos. Her style is a mixture of Afro-pop, sound, R&B, and alternate rock. She released her debut music in 2008. Simi started her music career as a gospel singer. Initially, she started as a chorister in church, then moved into gospel music. Thereafter, she moved into Afro-pop. And since then, she has been recognized as one of the most streamed and the most prominent female African artists. In fact, in March 2021, she was recognized as the first ever most streamed female artist on AudioMac. She produces music under her own label called Studio Brass. Her style is assertive, bold, and adventurous. In woman video, Simi goes beyond use of lyrics to ennoble and deify woman through the visual elements of costume and makeup. Our music critiques and challenges the dominant stereotype of women in the society. The stereotype of the successful and wealthy woman as a prostitute, the stereotype of the woman without a child being regarded as less as a woman, and the single woman being regarded as lesser than a human. In woman video, Simi gives agency to women and their lived experiences. She uses woman as a vital site for the reconstruction of the concept of womanhood. In this case, she states that marriage and the institution of motherhood should not be the only defining things, should not be the only defining success for women. She uses the music video as a popular art form to renegotiate the realities of the modern African woman. This study adopts a descriptive analytical method to investigate Simi's music video, which is titled Woman. The study is guided by the multimodal social semiotic theory, which focuses on making meaning from a combination of different semiotic modes, such as lyrics, music, videos, gestures, gaze, dressing, all in a communicative event. In Woman, before Simi launched the music video Woman, she started a social media campaign on Twitter and Instagram, which was titled Nobody Like Woman. Now, the Nobody Like Woman challenge created a safe space for women to express their deepest fear and bias and stereotypes they face in their daily lives. It's for women full of life, whether poor or rich, successful, known or unknown, to express the different biases they have expressed in their life. It was a very popular hashtag, and a lot of people jumped on it. We had successful actresses like Adesua Etomi on it. We had people like Tonto Dike come out on it. Tonto Dike spoke about a broken marriage and people saying that, can this one stay in her husband's house? Adesua Etomi posted, does she have a child yet? So women came out as going to explain the different negative things that have been said about them in different ways on the Nobody Like Woman hashtag. On the 15th of October, Simi launched she premiered the music video, The Music Woman. And now this date was deliberately chosen to coincide with the birthday of Afro-pop legend Fela Anikulapo Kuti. This is because this music Woman is an interpolation of three of Fela's songs, which is Lady, Watando Get Enemy, Suffering, and Smiling. Simi versions Fela's voice and style to reconstitute the music into an empowering anthem against
I think we may have to wait for Morodion to reconnect. She's currently offline. We'll wait for her to reconnect in a few minutes. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I want to know if we have other presenters around. Charles Okobulu, Anthony Ugu, and Samuel Yusuf. Please indicate if you are online, even though I have checked the participants list and you are not yet. But while we wait for Omorodion to join back, while we wait for her, I pray she'll be able to join her. But from the little she has presented and I've heard of, is she's looking at investigating the costuming and the deification of female gender in Simi's musical video. And for me, what is more interesting to me in a short presentation is the stereotypic realities of woman as a body, as a being, as an existence, as a process, as an entity. You know, when we talk about woman, not only because you're a female gender, there are other issues. And the issue of woman as a lady, it means you are caught between different civilizations. Woman as water that doesn't have enemy. You are there and you are there for everyone. And who is actually there for you? Then woman as suffering and smiling, you know, in terms of cultural and social expectations, you know, the constructed, you know, personality, the society, your immediate society, the larger society, the cultural society have, you know, constructed for you as a woman. And if you don't mind, I want us to start from there. You know, the dialectics of being a woman in African society. And, you know, at a stage you are deified, at another stage you are suffering and smiling. You know, how do we reconcile all these? And I think we have people in the audience. Please raise your hand, indicate, you know, and I would like us to discuss this while we wait for Morodion to come online. Thank you. You can also type in the chat box. expecting our responses in the chat box. Maybe share your experience with us about that reality in African society. Oh, she's back. Okay, Omoradion, I think, oh, thank goodness. We can have you now. Omoradion, please unmute yourself.
I just got back on. My network obviously logged me out.
Okay, please quickly finish your presentation while we go to, I think Samuel Yusuf is online now. Quickly finish your presentation, please.
No, where I stop. Okay, let me just conclude. So in all, Simi uses music as a popular art form, and she versions Fela's voice to reconstitute a message of ennoblement of the woman race. So she centers woman, she challenges the negative biases and the stereotypical depiction of women. She challenges it, she speaks against it, and she ennobles woman. So instead of the normal thing that music video does to delimit and subjugate women, in this case, she has recreated and reconstructed a narrative that promotes women through the use of music video, through the use of narrative, through the use of costumes, through the use of makeup, and even through the media aesthetics of the music video. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Omoradion, for your presentations. Unfortunately, we will have enjoyed that presentation more than this, but for the network. I think we have Samuel Yusuf online. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Samuel Yusuf will be presenting on women and celebratory musical performance in Ibadan. You have up to 15 minutes to do your presentation, and you have the floor now.
Hello.
Please, let's see you. You have to put on your video. You are on now.
Okay, good evening, ma'am. Good evening, everybody. Sorry, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good evening. My name is Samuel Yusuf Tito Bululowa, a graduate of University of Ibadan. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. Speaking on women and celebratory music performance in Ibadan. So this project is the primary background of this project is from my BA, from my undergraduate studies. Then I looked at the evolution of Parara in Ibadan, but now I'll be going to the female perspective, the okay, as you can see, women and celebratory musical performance in Ibadan. Next slide. Definition of Parana. Parana is a term for celebratory purpose like birthday surprise, different events like proposal, wedding anniversary. Most of people use the term is a term generated from that language due due to the instrument people use for the performance, and also from the word from this common song, everybody blow your trumpet, ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. So that's where most of people generated the the word from banana. So it is a term used during celebratory purpose, like I've said before, the birthday surprise and proposal, wedding proposal, and it's a trend that's been going on. And fortunately, many scholars have not looked into this training performance, most especially in Nigeria. And this performance is going on wide, and if you can see, people use it mostly every day to celebrate their loved ones and also their spouse. Different people use it in different ways and in different dynamics to celebrate their goal. Started this performance practice started early 2018. That was slightly before the corona period, and this performance was used. No, sorry, this performance is used to celebrate people, because then people only celebrate using the normal party and just setting up tents and everything. But this has come to indoor performance now. So it's an indoor performance that people use in celebrating their loved ones. So I can from my previous research, this performance is mostly generated from the traveling musicians then in the era in the 80s. Then bringing this performance practice down to Nigeria, then we can say this performance practice is generated from the Alarinjo, the traveling musicians, because then they go up and down doing this type of performances to celebrate to celebrate people during their event. But now this performance is not that way any longer. People still do that, but not that it is not like before that people go and start playing up and down for people that way. It's not that common, but it's still in existence. So this performance is generated almost from that from the Alan Joe troops moving up and down, because now the parallel musicians will come to your house, greet you. They don't even need to greet you because you don't even know, you are not aware that they are coming. But the Alan Joes, in a way, you can know that they will be coming to your event because people will actually give them food and everything. So this performance, they don't need to tell you. The parallel performance, you don't need to be aware that they are coming to your house or anything. It is organized by loved ones and by family members to celebrate the same person. Next slide. Statement of the problem. Many scholars have looked. Many scholars have not looked into the female. We have few scholars that have looked into the female performing aspect in Nigeria. We have few people like Samuel Kayode and Omobiyi. For example, Samuel Kayode looked into what's it called, transgression and transgressors of female in Dundun drum. Then also Omibiyi looked at female in the female in performing aspect. But this parallel performing musical practice is a popular practice that is gaining grants daily, but we don't have anybody that have actually looked into it, because I can say I started the I started looking into it starting from the evolution aspect perspective, because I have to check out that was in my BA, the evolution. Then with I checked on general performing aspect, how do they perform it and everything. But now we have few people that check that on female performing aspects. But now I'll be looking into this performing aspect, the female side of the performing aspect. What are the things that female has actually put in into this um into this performing practice. Now, aim and objectives. The aim of this study is to examine the role of female musicians in parallel music performance practice in Ibadan Southwest Nigeria. Objectives: to identify the female musicians. Oh, sorry, that's an error. To identify the female musicians that started parallel practice in Ibadan. To discuss how the female negotiates the male-dominated parallel musical performance practice, because this performing practice is actually dominated by males, because we only have the males. We have few females playing the brass instruments also. So we have majorly the male performing this practice. And also in my BA, I checked in my BA. That's where I noticed and found out that in my BA research, that's why I noticed and found out that the musical instruments they use, which is the dundun drum, the omele, bata, yailu, because they needed to infuse it into the performing practice. Now, the third one, to examine what prompted the transgression of find this identification of when female para musicians started the practice. Then, what prompted the transgression of female in para performance practice, and how the female negotiates the male-dominated performance practice. Now, identification of female parallel musicians that started the practice. I did few research. I did my research, and I picked 5 different female female doing this practice from 5 different local governments in Ibadan. Now, how did I identify their performing? How did I identify them that they are truly parallel? They are into parallel. Now, through the social media, I started seeing posts of female doing this and female saxophonists. For example, Sharon Sax, she does that. Then there's another female talking drummer, Ayo. She does that too. She plays talking drum, and the other 3. So inside the other 3, I found out that the female tried. So I'm after identifying the musicians, the female musicians that started the practice. So my findings was the second one now. What prompted the transgression of female in para performance practice? Now, during my research and my interview, I found out that this performing practice is actually male dominated. Now, for the female to come into this performing practice, it is very hard, because we have limited female playing the brass instrument. Now, inside my research, that's why I found out that parallel is not actually for saxophonists alone or wound with or brass um, players alone. So, because now for the females to come into this performing practice, they have to infuse what we call chants, which is called Ewi in Yoruba. So I interviewed a lady, Anike Akewi, also. So for the female to come into this, they needed what prompted them to come into this was this is moving and which there is money inside, a lot of money, because in a day you can do five banana in a day. And for example, you charge 5,000 naira per one, which is the least you can charge. That's from I got that from my interview, though. So assuming you have times five performance in a day, and you can have close to, let's say, 20 in a week. It doesn't mean if you check out on the normal live band, okay, you can decide to use this band today and decide that, okay, no, this band is no more existing, let me use another one and that one. But this one, you, as a panorama performer, you can fit in anywhere, because we always have people that will do birthday, we always have people that will do wedding proposal, we have people that will do wedding anniversary, we have people that you will celebrate. It doesn't mean to be birthday or anything. We have people that keep celebrating every day, and this is in Yoruba land. we like we like partying, we like events. We need to show the person in our next neighbor that we are richer than the person. So in a way, it is a very big way of making money back for the Panama performer rather. Then in another, to the ends of the people to the ends of people negotiating the jobs with them and everything is a way to show their next neighbor that, okay, I'm richer than you, I can afford these people to come and do this performance for me. So what prompted the female to enter this is, one, this popular saying, what a man can do, a woman can do better. So the female needs to find their space inside this practice. So one, that's what prompted them, and two, is a practice that is going on widely, and there is money inside. And sorry to say, female and money is always 5 and 6. So they needed to come into this performer practice to find their way into this practice that is majorly male dominated, to see how they can actually get some funds and also from it. Now, how the female negotiates the male dominated performing practice. Now, when the female, after coming into this performing practice, this para, they have to say, okay, what can we do to show that we can actually do this? What can we do to show that what can we do to show that the male cannot push us to one side, and to show that, okay, this is male dominated, then we need something that will bring us out of, we need something that can bring us out and distinguish us from the male doing this. Now, cross-dressing. The female performers started dressing like the men doing this performance. You can see from the video, there's a female lady there holding a talking drum. She's a talking drum, and she's on trousers and t-shirt. Now, she needs to dress this way so that you can see that, okay, fine, she's into this performing practice also, and to show that she's into this performing practice, and okay, a man will come, put on his jeans, sneakers, and everything, looks cute and everything. So this female too needs to dress this way. Now we can see a woman putting on a traditional attire with abeti aja cap. And we know in Yoruba land, abeti aja is used majorly by the men. So the female needs to cross-dress so that they can show relevance in this performance practice. That's number one. Number two, one of my correspondents, Anike Akiwi, she said she dresses this way to show her smartness during performance, because she's a chanter. So in the moment of chanting, praising, and all this, if she's putting on a row and buba, the row can fall from her body. So she needs to dress this way. So to show her smartness during the performance. So we have another female saxophonist too there, putting on a trousers too, looking cute, so that they can actually fit into this performing practice too. Also, also, how do these female negotiate this? One of my correspondents, Sharon Sachs, she said she needs to put in some new dancing techniques so that okay, people will be like, wow, this is a female dancing. And actually, from the little research did, because this is an ongoing project, from my research, I'll play a video now that shows where Sharon Sachs is dancing. I will play on that video too, showing where a female dancer too is dancing. Also, you can see her, dancing there. So she needs to do all these things so that okay, our clients will be like, okay, wow. You can in the video we can see the way she's pulling crowd during her performance. Everybody needs to clap and dance and dance and dance and dance. But this is another male performer. It's also a It's also a male performer. It's just you can see that even the client is even dancing more than him. So it's just shaking his body. So in this way, the female needs to incorporate dancing techniques into this performing practice to show that okay, fine, we can dance, and that's one of the qualities of a woman. Well, let me say, dancing better and more than the guys, because and also. One of my correspondents also, Ayo, that plays talking drum. She's a talking drummer. She says she also dances during her performance, so that okay, people be like, wow, look at this female dancing, because inside my research, I when during my interview, I asked the Sharon Sachs. She was like, okay, fine. She needed to start dancing during her performance to convince her clients that okay, she can do this, she can do it, because majorly she said anytime she goes for the performance, people be like, okay, fine, who's the guy that wants to play the sax? What can she ah after saying she's the one, people be like, okay, wow, female. So she needs to do something to pull her crowd, and also she needs to do something to pull her crowd during performance. So with that, most people prefer calling females. And inside my interview too, I also asked the Sharon Sachs also that okay, fine, how does she negotiate this? That people will need to call her instead of calling a guy performer. She said most of seeing a lady playing the sax, people are always amazed that okay, wow, look at this lady playing this sax. So people intend to call her more than a guy. Even inside my interview with her, during my interview with her, she said in a week she takes nothing less than 10 per hour. So it's actually a way of raising uh, funds too for her, like the way I said before. What prompted them is like increasing job opportunity, because this Anike Akewi during her performance is is actually a way of creating more funds. You can see even after after charging what collect during performance, people intend to start spending again. So from there, even the women that are into the parallel performance now has almost taken over the 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 um the performance practice, because they now employ men, guys. Performance that was dominated. Now the females are employing guys, the males, to start playing for them too. Now we can see in this video now, is a male talking drummer playing. At the end of the day, she will be able to play the talking drum. But the guy, the saxophonist is a male, and also the lead saxophonist that is a male, and also the talking drummer. But when the ladies came into this performing practice, they took over the performing practice. They took over the performing practice, and they needed to start employing the men into this performing practice. So I'll conclude by saying this performing practice is still this research is an ongoing research, because it is drafted out from my it is taken out from my BA project. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Samuel Yusuf, for that wonderful presentation. It's inciting, and the Pararan institution. And I'm not sure if we have the third presenter, Charles Ukuwolu and Antonio Ugu. I'm not sure if they are here, but in the absence of that, I think we can move to the question and answer segment. If you have question and you are not allowed to speak, you can type your questions into the chat box or the box for the question and answer on the left-hand side of the screen. Once you click it, you'll be able to put in your questions for them. But while we wait for everyone in the house to send a question, I think I may also want to ask one or two questions from the presenters. And my first question goes to Martina Omo. Are you here? Martina?
Yes, I'm with you. I'm here.
Okay. You know, your presentation actually, maybe on a personal level, touches a sensitive part of me, not only as a woman, but somebody who is also is also interested in popular culture and how that has actually affects the development. But my question, which I want to see how you can go about, maybe that will also help in situating your presentation beyond just the spectrum, is what do you think could be possible contributions of Simi's presentation, the song, that reconstruction that Simi actually attempted in the song to women development? I want you to think about that. And then my second question goes to Samuel Yusuf. And I'm thinking of it. The Pararan, thing that you have presented to us, it is, well, we can say it is not a recent invention, but it is also a recent invention because the pattern, the dimension, and change is only thing permanent. So I want to ask you that what do you consider to be the development of Parara to female development? Then I want to say that in order not to be laden and say, oh, women, they love money. I'm sure that men equally loves money, and I know you love money too. That's on the lighter note. Say that Parara industry, let's put it that way, as actually, do you think it has actually created livelihood and survival means for the females who are involved in Parara presentations or performance? I want you to also think about that. Then in my own discipline as anthropologists, we mostly call those whom we interview or that are involved in our studies, we call them, either you call them respondents or you call them informants. But I want to ask you, what do you think could be the ethical implication of explicit revelation or revealing your informant or respondent identity in studies like this? Do you think it has any ethical implication? Do you think it doesn't? So maybe we start from there before I start reading the questions in the chat. Thank you. So we start with Martina. Martina, you are on.
Thank you very much. I'm back here. So my light just went out, so I won't put on my video. I don't know if you can hear me. Please, can you hear me?
Hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So as I was saying, Simi uses popular music as a vibrant art form. Now, it is something that is accessible to all people. It's not just buried. The arguments, the contribution of feminism, talk about the narratives against stereotypes and biases against women. It's not just buried in the middle of book pages or in the air-conditioned conference room. She puts it in a popular art form that is accessible by all and one. Then apart from that one, she identifies what matters. She renegotiates identity. She preaches to the women in this time around to negotiate their identities based on their own terms. So it's not so much about what people are saying about you. Other contribution is that she offers women agency. So this time around, if she's saying that she's using popular music to reconstruct, she's not just saying King Fela's voice, she's changing dominant persistent narratives. And she's saying it and she's doing it that if you want to do it, if you want to change it, do it on your own terms. If you want to be beautiful, be comfortable and do it that way. If you want to express yourself, do it on your own terms. So our use of popular art form is commendable, making it accessible to all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Martina. Samuel Yusuf, do you have something to say? Well, maybe I should read your second questions. Maybe you can react to the two together. There is a question for you in the chat box from Oluwadara Fakule. Said, well done, presenter. I want to know if the performance is a cultural or religious one. Then how do the women make the parara, or is it with a saxophone? So I think you can take the two questions together. Thank you. Okay, we can have more questions in the chat box. Thank you.
Okay, let me start from the first question you asked, Ma. Do women really make money from this performance? And is he actually increasing them financially in one way? Let me go back to the slide I have here. Sorry, man. Okay, from the slide I have here, I think this is a female musician now. After this performance, I'm very sure she's going to not 20K, and this is just one. Imagine she's having close to 4 to 5 in a day, which is very, very possible because you only spent 20 minutes during this performance, and it is even far, let me say more, it's even far increasing them financially because going to events and doing, let's say, a backup singer, the highest you collect is, let's say, 5K, and all the spraying money of the live band will not go to you, is to the leader of the band. But now the women are taking charge of this performance every day because we have chanters coming in, we have the female saxophonist coming in, we have the female talking drummers too coming in every day. So in a way, the male dominated performance now is shifting to the female side because people will keep requesting for chanters, and we have limited male chanters, we have more female chanters. Now people will keep requesting for, okay, I want Shiake with Mawa. Will a female chanter comes to the event, to the small event? I mean the Parana. Now will they come? People start bidding for, okay, I don't, because the practice has gotten to a state that people bid. Okay, no, I don't want a saxophonist. I want I want a chanter alone. I don't want some people will tell you they want both together. So in a way, it is increasing the female financially. So second question, yes, this practice is not, it is both cultural and religious because we have we have a we have Muslims too practicing this. We have Muslims too practicing this. I'm coming. Let me. We have Muslim too practicing this same practice because it is. Hello, sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Samuel, we
Yes,
can
we have.
hear you.
Okay, we have Muslims, we have Muslims doing this, and we also have Christians also doing this same practice. So it is both cultural and religious. We can't just say it is for the Christians alone or for the Muslims alone. So we have both Muslims and Christian doing this practice together. Then also
Okay.
it is not, it is use of saxophone, because we have the chanters coming into this practice too. We have the chanters, we have the talking drummers also. So it's not only the, it's not only the Christians in this practice. We have both the, okay. Sorry, I think I want to share to just back what I'm saying up. I have one image here. Sorry. So we can, in this image now, this is a female, this is Alaja holding a cake. So is not only the Christians practicing it. It is both Christian and Muslim practicing the performance.
Okay, Samuel, thank you so much. And maybe I should also, okay, though we are unable to see the image you wanted to share, but I also want to ask, if you don't mind, that do you see Parara as another avenue for female to negotiate gender and sexuality in terms of performance, outlook, dressing, and the likes?
So, sorry, come again. Sorry.
Okay, I said that thank you for that wonderful both gender and sexuality in terms of their performance, in terms of the look, in terms of their presentations and comportment in the cycle of Parana performers. What I mean is, you said many of them, they negotiate femininity and masculinity. They are female, but they are seen in more masculine attire and some other things like that.
Sorry, it is breaking. It is breaking, so I'm hearing in beats.
Okay, I said, do you think, can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Okay, that the parallel performance is another avenue for females who are involved in the performance to negotiate both gender and sexuality.
Yes, yes. If I get the question right, yes, because now we have the female for their performance. Now we have the female trying to dress in the male using the male attire to show their presence in the performing practice. So we have the female there dressing masculine to show their presence and to show their smartness there.
I also have this question in the chat box for you from Dina Ligaga. He said, hi, to piggyback back on Mofei Shara's question to Yusuf, in what ways can you read agency in the performance? Are there transgressive performances there? And what do these transgressions enable? Samuel, I don't know if you understand what the person is trying to say. Is in follow-up to what I've asked you. That, okay, are there agencies in the performance? And what are the transgressive performances in, and how are these enabled?
Okay, yes, people are trying to build up agencies in this performance because now people now take it as a big business. It is now a very big business for the females because now during negotiations, and from my research, I found out that the the male cannot negotiate more in the business line. So they need females to negotiate for them. Now, it is the female that can walk up to a big man and tell the man, "We want to do this for your wife." And because of her gender, the rich man is ready to drop, let's say, 100,000 naira to set up the small party. But a male, so from that, the female will need to employ the male. So instead of the male dominating the performance to employ the female, now it is turning round for the females to start males for the performance because now it has gotten to a stage that the females will need to do decoration. So it is moving from the male's perspective because we have few males doing decorations and they have to go to the hotel room, do decoration. After the decoration, they have to do the decorations, then also do the balloons decoration, do I love you, do all the things, bring cake. So we have limited meals that can actually do that, pass through all this stress and everything. But because of the female gender, they can multitask. So it is they are turning to a very big business that okay, everybody has their own. So you start hearing something surprises, something exclusive surprise, something surprise. So people start building agencies on their own. People start building agencies on their own. So we have majorly the females doing this. We have limited males doing that.
Okay, thank you, Samuel, for your presentation. Um, I think we can still take more questions from the chat box. Okay, we can still take more questions. If you have questions, please type it on the chat box.
Hello.
Hello, if you have questions, please type it all. Okay, thank you so much. Please, if we have more questions, please can we chat it in the chat box so that the presenters can take it. Okay, to Omorodion, a quick one. Maybe this is on a lighter mood. I want to ask, do you think in the reality of gender relations of today, especially in Nigeria, social space, the largest social space, do you think that Simi's I don't know how to put it, intention is achievable, or Simi's message is achievable? Omorodion, are you there?
Thank you very much for your question. I got that. I think you and it's achievable. Why you? Although Simi is a feminist artist, when you look at music videos, when you try to videos, it's often difficult to to see a particular message or style run through different music videos. Simi has been consistent in her message. Why do I say this? In one of her earlier videos, Soldier Come, you can see that she's very assertive and would not be forced into a relationship with a soldier man. And she states that clearly. But in Jolomi's video, she's interested in dating a man, she likes the man, and she's willing to make the first move. In this case, she's also assertive of her sexuality as a woman. In fact, in Jolomi's video, she subjects the man to the gaze of the camera because the man appears nude without a shirt in the video till the end of the video. And this is a deliberate action taken by post-feminist artists in their ways. So that message where she tells you that women should negotiate what they want from themselves for themselves on their own things, I think is achievable. The bias to be there, the stereotypes, but you can still struggle against it. That's why the video vixens, the models in the videos, dressed in their career outfit. You have a doctor, there was a lawyer, there was a pilot. So you see them in their uniform. There was an athlete and even an engineer. You see them holding that sledgehammer. That sledgehammer is symbolic. So she's not saying that the challenges will not be there. She's not saying that you won't face this stereotypical. It will be there. Even you as a teacher in your school, even you as a mother, even as a lecturer, you will face these things. But you have to fight against it. You have to be persistent to fight against it. And that's what she tries to achieve with that music video. I hope that satisfies you. I don't know what is going on. Am I still here, Ilu? Please, where's our chair? Internet laptop. I think while we wait for the chair to get back on, I don't know, Samuel Yusuf, do you have anything you would like to add? I think we should just continue without her. I would have loved to play my continue with my presentation, but I don't trust my network. It's really poor. So Samuel, if you have anything to say, I think there are some questions for you in the chat box. You can go on and talk.
Okay, thank you, Ma. Okay, to somewhere I just said. Okay, I think that's under perspective and another way I can actually look into also. Though I started by saying I picked and I picked the para performers, the female performers, through their exploitation on social media. So that means they have the social media, what's it called? They have the social media, um, they have high traffic on the social media. So more than the more than the guys. So I can say they have more traffic on social media more than the guys, the male performance. So I think that's under area I can actually look into again as these studies goes on. Thank you.
Hello.
Okay, I think there's a contributor here.
Yeah.
Oluwadara.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. I want to ask a question. Well done, presenters. In fact, it's quite an interesting presentation, but I think the network has just been fluctuating. I asked a question the other time, and I think Samuel Yusuf didn't get my question well. I was asking a question if the performance was a religious one or a cultural one. I'm not talking about the sect of people that were doing the performance. I'm talking about performance on its own. Can we say is it a religious performance, like a non-Yoruba traditional religious performance, or is just a cultural Yoruba cultural performance? That's the first question. Then on the second question that I asked about what they use in creating that sound. I'm not talking about the performance itself now. I'm talking about the sound, that the parallel sound. Is it with the use of a trumpet or a saxophone, or with their mouth, or is there any other, or with a flute? Or I just need to know what they are using to make that parallel sound. And then to the first presenter, thank you very much, Simi. I think I'm one of the fans of Simi, and I listen very well to most of her music. I would like to ask you, talked about costuming. I want to know the importance of costuming, or what is the essence, the relevance of costuming in your discussion about Simi's music. What is the what has because I heard you mention, even in your presentation, you talked about makeup, you talked about the clothes. Then I want to know what is the importance or relevance of this in her music. Maybe you should just give me an example, mention one or two examples of her music so that I will understand better. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, ma. It now this performing practice. It is not camped or caged around the Yorubas alone. It is a worldwide. But my own scope of study is just taking the Ibadan alone. So it is a worldwide performance, not even the Yorubas or the Igbos or the Hausas. So I can't say it is not a religious practice. Then I don't want to say maybe it is a cultural practice, because it is not just one culture that practice this performance alone. Because we have, for example, I've seen um I've seen an Igbo I've seen video from Enugu, and it's still the same parallel. Now I think where the small let me say another space in study where it's coming from is the word parallel, because when it comes down to the Yoruba people, that's what we can target as everybody. And from the song where this stuff originated from, the song is an English song. Everybody blow your trumpet, banana. So it is not just tagged to the Yoruba alone. The practice is not tagged to Yoruba alone. So it's a general practice. Then coming to the second question, instrument they use, they don't it is not the sax alone. They use the sax, they use the talking drum, they use omele bata, they use iya, they use dundu drum. Now, some of the females that came into performing practice came in as chanters. So they use the voice. So it's not just stated to one instrument alone. Once you start playing this instrument, you are in this performing practice. And it's not just one instrument alone. They use different instruments, both the Yoruba traditional instrument, and the voice also, like the chanters, then also different. In fact, it has gotten to the stage that people start using keyboard. They will set a mini live band, because during one of my during my undergraduate research, then there's one performance we went for. It's a birthday surprise. The keyboardist is on ground, saxophonist is on ground, talking drummer is on ground, chanters, everybody are on ground. So everybody they're just inside waiting for the person to come outside, and it's like a mini live band. So it has left the stage of having, let's say, one person does the voice alone or flute or anything. It's not because musicians this practice as a quick money practice. Because going to a live band and spend 3 hours, 4 to 6 hours playing, you go home with, let's say, 10K. That's all. And it's next Saturday again. But now this thing has gone to the stage of you can do 4 in a day. That's 40K. Imagine 30K in a day. That's 40K times a week, which I'm very sure from a commandant what they told me during interview. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for that, Samuel. That was beautiful. So before I go to the next question from Samuel, I just said, let me answer my question. So costume and the use of makeup in Simi's woman video is very important. that music videos have been guilt of the hypersexualization of women. So women are often presented in music video half nude, improperly. Bodies are used to appeal. In fact, it is said that the music video tool for the artist. So it's a male artist that is singing, you have half naked or nude video vixens to help the popularity and the fame of that. She doesn't use hypersexualization in that video, but at the same time, she still uses beautiful, sensual costumes that even heighten the sexuality of women without in any way degrading them. You can see a video in, for example, the costume. I share my video now, be very scared network taking me off, or you not seeing the picture. There's a costume of a video vixen in red, and it's red in one body, one piece body suit, colored red. Then it is the bust area and their waist. It is heightened in beautiful jewelry. Then the use of necklaces. Then they also have dressed gold color opens with a Cleopatra head, kind of reminiscence of Pharaoh Cleopatra head in gold color, which signifies royalty. So you see, royalty. The colors she used throughout, she has soft pink, baby pink, things that just enlighten and ennoble women. So she capitalizes on it. We say women are sensual, women are beautiful, women are soft. She uses these soft colors. She uses all of these things, not in a negative way, but in a positive way. It is also the same way that she uses Fela's music and Fela's voice to pass across a positive message. Take for example, Fela's Lady. There are a series of arguments about the song. And some say against the and there is problem with the confidence and independent African woman. So they see it as an anti-feminist song. But she pulls out an aspect of Lady to recreate this song that promotes woman. She pulls out an aspect of water no enemy. She pulls out an aspect of suffering and smiling. So the same way, so the things that have been used to put women to shame, the biases, the stereotypes, every little thing that used to put women to shame, what she has now built on and incorporated into a positive light. So she's direct about it. The same way she takes the camera gaze and she fights back at it. She breaks the fourth wall of the camera. She looks directly into the audience. She looks directly at you who is watching her, and she tells you, this is my message. This is my narrative. This is what I'm challenging. This is what I want to change. So it's left for you to take it or leave it. Thank you. So now let's give, before we run out of time, let's give Samuel Adjusted time to ask his question.
Yes, thank you.
And can we please unmute Samuel Adjusted?
Thank you. Yeah, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir, we
Hello?
can hear you, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you to the presenters, both presenters. My question is to the Panama musician, presenter. I am wondering if these Panama musicians that you have identified, or that you have identified in your study location in Ibadan, I'm wondering if these musicians themselves, just to quickly ask, if the type of music they play, because that's the question somebody asked, but it seems you are not clear on it. When they get to their performance space, do they play religious songs, Christian songs only? Do they play Yoruba popular tunes only? Do they play popular music generally? I think that's what that person is trying to. I think that's what that person is trying to ask. Secondly, the para musicians you talk about, are they only indoor musicians? Have you identified them as street musicians? Because you talk about Alarijo, musicians moving from one party to another. Are these para musicians that you have identified, are they indoor para musicians, or are they outdoor, or they do both? It's unfortunate we didn't see your pictures and your videos. So, I mean, we're just hearing you say, can we see, can we hear, or something. It would have been nice if we have some optics, to see whether they are indoor musicians or outdoor. But that's question on the type of music they play, the music typology they use in their perform to negotiate this space. How is the music they play different from that which their male counterparts play? And like the other person asked, what kind of instrument? Trumpet, saxophone, violin, talking drum, and what is the gender implication of this instrument they use that is different from that of their male counterpart? Thank you.
Okay, to answer this, uh, number one, the on the religious aspect, they are both during my interview, one of my correspondents told me that what she's going to do, for example, what is the person what is the person's religion? Okay, if he's a Christian, that means she's playing a Christian song. She'll be playing a Christian song. If the person is a Muslim, she'll be playing a Muslim song. Then if she's a traditional person, then she has the traditional songs she'll be playing too. So it is your environment and your client that determines the song you play. So it is not just job. So it depends on your client, the music you play also. Then number two, they are both indoor and outdoor, because we have some people do surprise inside market. So I will count market as outdoor. Market is not indoor again. So it is both indoor and outdoor, sir. Then instruments, they use the bata, they use talking drum, they use sax. Mostly all the instruments they use for live band now, mostly all the instruments they use for church programs and every other programs are being incorporated into this performing practice now too. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for that beautiful response. I don't know if we have any more questions. We're supposed to end this meeting by 7 o'clock and 7:02. So I must thank the panel. I must thank all participants that have attended. And even though I did not succeed in presenting my paper very well, I've ended up as the chair of this session. Thank you, LSA, for this opportunity. We see you soon.